There's something that affects pretty much all of us at some point. Quite a lot of us now. It's a general thing that's happening right now. But also, it's it's that hidden thing that we don't like to talk about. Yep, it's gardening and how it makes us feel, because right now there's an awful lot of overwhelm going on. Whether you just have a tiny little garden and you just grow a few flowers, you have a big allotment plot and you grow loads of food, or you have a bit of an in the middle like me where I grow food and flowers and everything in here as well. It always feels at this time of year like suddenly it ramps up and there's suddenly so much to do. And for a lot of us, this is kind of one of the things that for me is catharsis. You bring on too many plants because you have to have backups, and then you feel guilty about getting rid of any of those spares, so you hang on to them and you look after them and you bring them on in case you can give them away. But you always end up with a bundle left that nobody wants when you're just looking after. And the day where I say, no, enough, I can't keep looking after all these extra plants, I need to start looking after my plants, is generally the day where I get my headspace going again. It's a good day for me. And it feeds the compost. Come on. Thing is, none of us like to complain about these kind of things because you always think there's always somebody worse off than you. You're actually really lucky and you don't want to be seen to be complaining. But it is a real thing, guys. It gets to us all. I had the most amazing week in the garden last week. The sun was blaring. It was 24 degrees Celsius, scorching sun. We had so many awesome days just enjoying being out. It's going to be hot and sunny today, but there are jobs that need done, so we'll be getting work done, and where we can, we'll take you along. We'll see how things work with the camera equipment and the heat today. But for all the new folk then, I'm Eli.
I'm Kate.
Welcome to our garden. But we didn't get as much done as we'd like to because in that heat we had to keep and the sun, we had to keep stopping and going indoors and all that kind of thing. Plus I didn't get a video done because when it's hot like that, the camera equipment just overheats and it's difficult. And then there's the fact that we have jobs and during the day we're at work. So, it really limits the amount of time we've got to garden. There's all of these things that go on to all of us behind the scenes that other people don't see and we don't talk about. And maybe we should. Maybe we should all be honest about how hard it is to actually keep on top of a garden. So my next job is to get sorted in here, but I need Kate's help for that. So again, it has to wait to the weekend when we've got time and there's two of us, because I need to get my tomatoes potted up now into the quad grows. This bench needs to fold flat. I need to reorganise the greenhouse. Just the act of saying it's time to pot up my tomatoes. In my head, I'm doing the jobs. Oh, this. And then what do I do with all the wee plants when I fold the benches flat and put the quad grows out? Where do they go? Oh, but, like I say, we did get stuff done. And I suppose, I should mention, I'm talking about how it's been so scorchingly, beautifully sunny. We call this a har, because we live on the coast. When we get gorgeous, scorching, sunny weather, usually after a few days of that we get this. It's a sea fog. It's just because the sea is cold, the air is really warm, so of course you get this kind of mist, this fog. Hopefully by mid-afternoon it burns off and it gets sunny. Didn't yesterday, we'll just have to see. It's a bit of a downer though, because I had wanted to do a big garden tour and show you how fabulous the garden was, and the weekend was a perfect time because it was so sunny and everything looked amazing. Doesn't look as good in the mist, but we did get lots done at the weekend, and one of the big things we did was we got a lot of planting out done in the garden. So it's a chance to kind of show you, well, the spaces where the plants will come up and just what it all looks like. Because here's the thing, you're always thinking ahead with gardening. So we were planting things out this week that aren't for now, they're for next year. So we were planting a bunch of perennials. Quite a lot went in the fence bed because we're conscious that there are gaps that we want to get sorted with perennials. We're going to keep growing annuals, we always do, because annuals give us that change up every year. But we need the backbone of the garden, and the backbone is the perennials. Now, the issue is that we still have a lot of leaves from the spring bulbs. And here's the thing, a lot of our tulips are the varieties, the species tulips that will come back again. So they need to be left with their leaves intact. So you can either lift them, put them in a pot, put them somewhere, or just leave them in place. But you need to leave them to die back naturally, because those leaves are there to photosynthesize, and that's then feeding that wee bulb that's going to come back and give you beautiful flowers again next year. If you don't have species tulips, if you have the ones that don't come back again, then you can just cut them back, lift them, whatever. But this is something we need to think about, because those leaves are still there and taking up space. So we're always playing in our head about when they die back, where the gaps are, and what we're going to have to do. Just makes it a bit more awkward for planting though, because stuff's in the way. But what we've done, we got a big box of perennials from Farmer Gracie then. Crocosmia.
Cute. Marigolds that have hardened off.
Right, there's more stuff in here.
21 Rebecca.
There's 11 sunflowers.
How did we end up with an odd number?
So we got Coreopsis and some more Crocosmia, the little small orange ones, and we got some Geums and some more Astilbe. And our thinking was, this bed until probably just past this tree is always in the shade. So we need to think about the plants here that will do okay in the shade. So we've got some Astilbe kind of floating in around here. The mid-ground is mostly shade but some sun, and the end is a good mix, shade sun, nice even mix. So we spread the plants out accordingly, thinking of that. Now pretty much where you can see the bare earth at the minute, this is where we put the plants. We've still got to put the Crocosmia in because it just got too much. Marigolds, calendula, Rebecca, dwarf sunflowers, dahlias. So there was a list. Like I say, not for this year, but for next year. I'm quite excited about this. And just as a pass, for the folk who haven't noticed it, Tower of Flowers. It's a smaller green stock, so we didn't plant up all the tiers, but it's just for flowers, it's just to make it look bang awesome. It's been there for a wee while now. HMS Dahlia. Few things in here then. Obviously, we've got the little dwarf dahlia in the top corners here. That's why it got its name. So we've got new ones in here. We've got red and yellow, just little pygmy dahlias. But we've got marigolds out of the greenhouse in here, and we've planted a few of the Geums and the Coreopsis in here as well. Again, thinking forward perennials. But like everywhere else, there are still some of the bulbs that are in leaf and flowering, and there are still some alliums in here that are still to flower. So that's all in thinking. There's bidens to go in here as well. There's some other bits and bobs, but we need to wait a little while. And this adds to the whole feeling of overwhelm, because I've got to look after those until they can go in here. I just want to get them out. I'm like everyone else, I just want to get them out. Now, what you might notice, this. Technically, this is a new plant for the garden this year. I have tried to grow it before, but this is the first year I've had any success. And it's purple bilvine. So it's a climber, as you can see. And hence why we've got these obelisks in. This little one just does not want to do what it's told. Purple bilvine then, these will climb and they will cover this. And they've got little purple trumpet-shaped flowers. Now, we've got plants here. We've got plants in the fence bed, and we've put in some chicken wire, and it's going to climb up that onto the back fence. Now, it is an annual in our garden because it's too cold over winter and it'll kill it off. But it'll just fill that space for just now, because you know we've got the Chianthus at the back, but it's a shrub that's going to take a bit of time to come in, a few years. So it's looking fabby just now, lots of purple flowers. But the idea that's there because it will spread and we want it to cover that back fence. But yeah, until then, we've got some of these in for this summer. We've got them in colourful corner as well. We couldn't put 2 obelisks in here because it's all to do with the pot sizes and everything. But we've got just the sticks that I use for supporting plants. So they're grown up this. These ones actually have buds on them already, so we'll have flowers soon. But we did a bit of planting here as well. So you can see a lot of the tulips have passed now. So we've still got some of these. They're kind of like lily mix, I think they were called, style. The white, the pink, and these kind of flames are awesome. They're in the spring bulb planter I did, the lasagna planter. So it's had so many different types of bulbs coming up, giving us so many different colours. It's almost at its end now, so I'll get something planted over the top of this once it's time. Snowflakes are still doing awesome. That was the pot I had intended to put an obelisk in and put my purple bilvine in. Didn't go to plan. But what we also did, these 2 sections at the top. So first thing, there was a hellebore there, but this bit gets a lot of sun. Hellebore didn't do great, so we've actually moved it to the fence bed. Hopefully it'll have time to settle before winter and it'll look brilliant over there because it'll be the right environment for it. We also had an azalea here, which we've had for years, but it hasn't been looking great over the last few years. Nothing I'm doing seems to be bringing it on any better, so it's gone. And in place of those 2 spaces, I've got some dwarf sunflowers in there. And I've got some coreopsis and some geum here that hopefully will give me an awesome display next year. Yeah, but it's awesome. Alliums are all starting to come out. There's loads more to go. The flowers in here are all stunning. I'm really chuffed. Not bad because it's its first summer. It's still bedding in. But it doesn't stop me constantly looking at it and thinking it needs tidied up, it needs more colour. Things to do, things to do. I've just had a thought. Let me show you something that I introduced you guys to, I think in autumn last year. Let's look at Newton. So Newton was a bit of a funny in a garden tour video back last autumn. When we realised we hadn't really spoken about him much, he just appeared and we assumed you guys realised he'd appeared. I said then I was going to give him a really, really good prune, and I have. So Newton's a fig, and as I was learning all about him, I was learning about how they fruit and how they grow and all that kind of thing. And what I realised was I hadn't been pruning him and he needed to be pruned to encourage him to produce fruit. But also he was a really weird shape and it was really awkward. So I did some really hard pruning over winter. I've taken away a lot of this sort of shape, the side stems, and I took away a lot of the stuff at the bottom, and I'm encouraging them to grow more upright. Now I have a few figs on here that were there over winter, and it meant they could carry on growing, but I lost a lot of the fruit because I was doing the pruning. But that's okay, I had planned for that. Hope is, you can see all this new growth. So this is going to encourage lots of new fruit for next year. But with this shape, it'll be much easier to protect them over winter, because a really kind of harsh snap for us in winter here will just kill off all these figs. Figs aren't an easy one to get bumper harvests of in Scotland. You get harvests, small harvests. To get a bumper harvest, I'm probably going to have to wrap them up over winter, put them in the greenhouse. But yeah, but the fruit fence is looking fabby, and I'll show you some new additions. But notice the pots. So that was some planting up at the weekend. Got some phlox in there and a couple of calendula in each of the pots. So those phlox are awesome. I love phlox. They just spread and look fantastic. They're one of my favourite like little flowers to grow. That's why I've got loads of them in the pallet planter. But let's talk about what's over there. This is the thing, just walking around with you guys and saying we did this, we did that, we've changed this. It helps me in my feeling of overwhelm. Possibly because it's good to say, no, I've done stuff. It makes me feel less like I've got so much to do, because I'm saying, no, I did get stuff done. So maybe this is a good thing. But here, so we have our blackberries. We've got these two, we've got Loch Ness and Loch Tay, and these are thornless blackberries. So these are, I've said this before, in Scotland, blackberries and raspberries just grow as if they are weeds. It's such a perfect environment for them that everywhere you go, there are just plants and fruit. So generally we don't grow these in our gardens because you can just go and pick them from just about anywhere. But these are particularly a variety for growing in the garden. They're thornless, so they're really easy to manage. You don't get stabbed all the time, but they produce much, much bigger, much sweeter fruits. They're fab for us. We've got them in these planters so that they don't just spread, because these are plants that will actually spread very easily, which is why people get really annoyed at them. So they're in planters to stop that happening, because we don't want them appearing in neighbours' gardens. But also we can tie these canes in along the fence and it helps us to manage it. So that's awesome. We love these. But new additions, I've got 4 blueberry bushes here. Now I tried growing blueberries before, and I got a pretty okay harvest the first year. Second year was a bit dismal. Didn't really do anything after that. And I blamed myself. It's like, oh, I got lazy because I started watering them with tap water and it changed the pH of the soil and all that kind of thing. Actually, I found out, someone got in touch to say, even though blueberries can be advertised as self-pollinators, you actually will be limited on the harvest you get. You get a much better harvest if you have multiple varieties of blueberries. It's a bit like apples where you have pollinator groups. So I've got 2 varieties here. If I can remember them, it will be a miracle. Nope, I've taken the labels off. Varieties listed here. But I'm hopeful. The 2 bigger plants have got heaps of flowers on them just now. 2 smaller plants, nothing yet. But these will have time to bed in over this year, and it's for next year that I'm planning these. So that should be good. So fruit-wise in our garden, you know about the apples. I'll show you them because we've got apples. Strawberries, I've got strawberries in the bed, strawberries in the green stalk. So chuffed, the strawberries in the green stalk are about 20 times better this year. Now they've had a year to settle. We've got blackberries and we've got blueberries and the fig. It's not bad for a little suburban garden. Notice, although I'm growing food, these are all things that are attractive as well. There's lots of colours in the garden. Makes me feel good when all this has got wee flowers on it. It really, yes. Now, I'm going to show you the apples, because again, it's all this feel-good thing for me. But I'm going to take you via the chaluterie and the pallet planter. Because you remember the other week I was saying a wee bit of work would really make it pop? Check this out now. Told you, a little bit of love. So again, I've got my phlox, I've got my azaleas, what else? Told you I've got my lemon fizz that I love, so that's just coming back down there. Got some petunias, and of course I've got my sedums. It's absolutely gorgeous. I've actually had to trim some of this because it was just doing so well that it's blocking out plants underneath it. Fabulous little place to sit. And we got to use it properly at the weekend with the beautiful sunshine. I'll show you that at the end because it's gorgeous. But on the way to the apples, the green stalk's doing fabulous. Almost finished planting up. The last thing that's going to go in are the tomatoes and some basil. Those have to wait until it's a bit warmer, so it's going to be June before those go in. But we have strawberries at the top, so it's the Alisanta June-bearing strawberries. Night and day from last year, so it just took that year. There were new plants last year, so it's taken a year for them to settle exactly like they would when I put them in the beds. But now there are so many flowers, and we've got some little tiny strawberries happening. This one here is my pineberries. These are new plants. So this year there's a few flowers, but it'll take a year for them to settle in, the same as other strawberries. But these are the white ones that I absolutely love. Under that, we've got the half-pint peas, which already have flowers and little peas on them. Quite excited. These are the little dwarf peas, and that's one of the things I'm doing this year with the green stalk. Although it can take the full-size plants, and most people actually grow full-size plants in this, I'm experimenting a bit with the dwarf plants in there, because I'm just thinking that could be a really good thing for my garden, and it'll help with our climate, our weather, lots of cropping. And it means I'm not trying to get around these massive plants here. So peas, strawberries will go in this, not strawberries, tomatoes will go in this one, and it's the little micro tomatoes that I grew last year. They're going in here. Bush beans or dwarf French beans, depending where you are, what you call them, but again, it's a dwarf variety. And you can see here, these are all torn because I was saying about trying to get around this. Well, the shed door's been hitting it and tearing some of the leaves, so we've had to move it out a little bit. So yeah, so that tier has got my beans, and in the bottom you can see my tender stem broccoli. So this is the one that Claire and I are growing together. I've not got it netted. I'm having to go around every day and keep an eye because we're starting to see sort of butterflies and moths and things appear, so I'm keeping an eye on this because this will be a favourite for them, and I don't want caterpillars munching everything. I was thinking about a way to net it, but I only want to net that one part, and I think it could be a bit awkward again for the getting in and out of this area, the shed and stuff, so I'm still thinking. But yeah, green stalk is looking fabulous. Apples. Generally this bed is super full and looking fab. There are about to be some gaps quite soon though, because a lot of it is spring bulbs, and again these are only going to be here for so long. So the Chianthus I was talking about is at the back here. You can see the purple flowers, and we've got some Aquilegia or Columbine. We always have loads of these in the garden, they're a big favourite of ours. But here, 3 apple trees. So these two on the outside, these are a red Falstaff. So these are the apples we've now had for 3 years. Last year we had a bounty harvest from them. It was the first year we got harvest. They were 2-year-old plants. And again, it's looking good. They have been absolutely covered in blossom. This one in the centre is a brand new tree. It only got planted in here over winter this year. So it won't give us anything this year, but fingers crossed next year. Its variety is Katie. So it's in the pollinator group. So these 3 are all the same pollinator group, just a different apple. So we're quite excited. And of course, it's called Katie. It's Kate's tree. But yeah. So yes, we have done heaps, especially over the last week. So many things have been planted out in the garden now. So much is really coming into its own. There's still a lot to do. I've still got to get the greenhouse set up, get the tomatoes in, quad grows, all of that kind of stuff. But I really don't want to forget how fabulous it's been in the garden this week, and how much I've enjoyed it, and how much we enjoyed getting time to just sit in the chillutery with a beer in the sun, because that's the point of the garden. I have to keep reminding myself when I feel overwhelmed. The whole point of gardening is joy, is to enjoy it. You grow what you want to grow because you enjoy it. You grow in the way you want to grow because you enjoy it. You do all the things in the garden for you. And for me, its whole purpose is so that I can enjoy being in the garden, whether it's working in the garden, harvesting food from the garden, or just sitting, chilling out.